Anjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utavadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चादेशतारिणे जय Okay, so thanks for joining today's class. Last week I was not here. I was myself doing some training in ISKCON Toronto. But we'll resume from where we left. So if you recall in the last class, which is 2 Sundays before, we discussed all the good qualities where Krishna says that all these qualities of living beings are created by Lord Krishna only, like intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and illusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of senses, all that. Okay. And then further, we'll go further. Then Krishna says, like in this chapter, he's telling about all about his opulence. That's why the chapter is named as the opulence of the absolute. Okay. Then he further says that in verse 6 that the seven great rishis, right? Saptarishi. We have often heard this term Saptarishi. They are the 7 great rishis which resides on the upper planetary system. And the 7 great sages, and before them the 4 other great sages and manus come from me, born from my mind, and all living beings populating the various planets descend from them. So initially when the creation starts, like we know Lord Brahma is the first living entity, and then he's a secondary creator. He further creates other living entities. So these manus are kind of the progenitors of mankind. Even from Manu comes Manu Samhita, which basically it's a book which puts the code of conducts for humans, particularly for mankind. Manu Samhita, do's and don'ts. It shows. So Manu is basically, you can say, the chief, or he's the progenitor, and every so in a as I say, like in a day of Brahma, which is 12 hours, we have 1,000 Chaturyugas, like this cycle which we are going, right? Kali Yuga. After Kali Yuga, Satyug will come. Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kali Yuga. Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kali Yuga. This is cycle. One cycle is known as one Chaturyuga. So 1,000 cycles makes just 12 hours of Brahma. And in those 1,000 cycles,
you had one banana. It's no more pain.
One second.
Yeah.
Just mute it. So what I want to say, like Manu's lifespan is huge. 14 Manus comes in those 1,000 Chaturyugas. Okay. So Manus are the, you can say, progenitors of the mankind. And from them, the whole creation starts. Like Manu and Shatrupa they get married, and then they have children, and then they give birth to their sons and all. And then from there, the creation starts. Okay, so here Krishna is telling that even I am the source of all 7 sages and other 4 sages and all the Manus. Okay. And then now further, he says that one who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt. So, one who is convinced about Lord Krishna, that he is the source of everything and his opulence and also his power, then he engages in the devotional service. Unalloyed meaning without mixing anything, unalloyed, like mixing any other aspect. Okay, so unalloyed devotional service. And now comes that Chaturshloki Gita, which I was saying, like verse 8, 9, 10, 11. These are the Chaturshloki Gita, which are the most important verses of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So now Krishna will glorify his devotional service. And also he says in verse 8, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. So in this verse, if you see, Krishna is saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Aham means I, sarvasya means all, prabhavo, source. So he's saying, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. And next line, Matha sarvam pravartate. Everything emanates from me. That is what is meaning Mataha Sarvam. Mataha means from me. Sarvam means everything. Pravartate emanates, meaning everything is coming from me. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything is coming from me. Iti matva bhajante mam. Iti matva means thus knowing this fact that those who know this, the wise who perfectly know this, bhajante mam meaning they do, ma means me, bhajante means they worship me with devotion. So the wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Buddha bhava samanvita. Buddha means the learned, bhava samanvita with great attention. So what here he's saying that because I am the source of all spiritual material worlds, everything is coming from me. The wise who perfectly knows this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Okay, so sometimes people do question that where it is mentioned that Lord Krishna is the supreme Lord, so here it is mentioned. And like that, there are few more verses where Krishna says that yes, he is the source of everything and he is the seed giving father for all living entities. Everything is coming from him. And then Srila Prabhupada write a very nice purport, and then he gives various evidences from our Shastra that all Vedic literatures agree that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all other demigods. So not just in Bhagavad Gita, but in all other scriptures, whatever we had, like in Atharva Ved, also it's mentioned that it was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. So from different scriptures like Narayan Upanishad, Atharva Ved, there are different, if you get time, read it. So from Vedas, from Mahabharata, all the scriptures unanimously confirm this. And even Brahma himself, Lord Shiva himself, all other Devi Devta, they confirm that yes, he is the supreme, he is the God of everyone. And nobody can basically be equal or even greater than Lord Krishna. He's the source of all. And when anyone worships, let's say, other Devi Devtas, there is no harm in that. When that Devi Devta gets pleased with his worship, he in turn connects one to the Supreme Lord Krishna's bhakti. For example, many people worship Lord Shiva, very nice. But then when Lord Shiva is pleased with their worship, Lord Shiva connects them to his Aradhya, which is Lord Shri Krishna. That is his way of giving his benediction, supreme benediction to his devotee by connecting him with the Supreme. Okay, so that's why when we become a devotee of Lord Krishna, all other Devi Devtas, Lord Shiva, Brahma, Indra, everyone is pleased. Even Durga, Devi, everyone is pleased. Okay, because he's even their Aradhya. Like they also worship Lord Krishna. and all of them gets their power from Lord Shri Krishna. Well, he is the source. Okay, so in this one, yeah, Krishna further elaborates and confirms this fact, and then we go next one, 10:9. Are you all with me, right? How many of you were joined? Okay, Hare
Yes,
Krishna
sir.
Pulkit and I saw maybe Tejas also joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanat Pranam.
Thanks for joining. So we are discussing chapter
Hare
10.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Tejas Mataji.
Yeah.
We are discussing chapter 10 and then Chaturshloki Gita. So we just covered 10:8. Now we are going 10:9, where again this is important verse and many devotees actually memorizes these four verses. Machchita madkata prana bodhayantas parasparam kathayantas cha mam nityam tushyanti jaramanti cha. So here he's saying, so first 10:8 Krishna says, I am the source of everything spiritual material world. The wise who know me engage in my devotional service. Now he is giving about the symptoms of his devotees and what he how much special his devotees are for him and how much special Krishna is for his devotees. So he's saying the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Okay. So here first mat chitta mean their mind fully engaged in me, mad gata prana, their lives devoted to me. What Krishna is saying that I am always thinking and I am always taking bliss in the thoughts of my pure devotees. So Krishna is always thinking about his pure devotees and he's always thinking and he at one in Srimad Bhagavatam he say like I can't repay the debt which I have of my pure devotees, like all these gopis, like their unconditional love towards him. He can't repay in any way. So he becomes so grateful and is so filled with so much gratitude that he just say that I can't repay any debt. So that's why the thoughts of my devotee is saying here that thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me because their lives are fully devoted to my service. And then he's giving the symptom that my devotees, they are always in very in blissful situation and very satisfied. They derive great satisfaction and bliss. How? By always enlightening one another and just discussing about me, conversing about me. Kathayantas means doing Krishna Katha. So when we actually do Krishna Katha, which we let's say we are doing now, when we discuss any subject matter on Krishna from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and very soon we will discuss Krishna Leela. So all these have transcendental bliss, right? That bliss which you can't experience in any material object. Like that's why it's called transcendental bliss, which our soul directly connects to and it derives pleasure from it. Okay, so here Krishna is saying that they are always enlightening one another, discussing about my katha, discussing about my nature, about me, and they derive great pleasure doing that and conversing about me. So these are the symptoms of his devotees, and they always engaging in talking about Krishna, doing Krishna Katha, talking about his places, right? So that's why Krishna is known as Leela Purushottam. Like Lord Ram known as Maryada Purushottam. Lord Ram did not break any Maryada. So he was always going by the rule of book like Maryada Purushottam. Krishna is known as Leela Purushottam, right? Because he does Leelas to give satisfaction to his devotees, to give pleasure to his devotees. And also he derives pleasure and satisfaction by engaging with devotees. So here, if you see, Prabhupada says that pure devotees, whose characteristics are mentioned here, engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subject. The symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of Supreme Lord are 24 hours engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged and they take pleasure in discussing with other devotees. This is most important. That when one starts deriving pleasure in discussing himself, they completely get submerged in this ocean of bliss, and then they derive so much satisfaction, bliss, that even if there is nobody to talk to, they, in their mind, they are thinking about Lord Krishna's Leela or pastimes, and themselves taking pleasure or hearing from some advanced devotee, from some Rasik devotee. So most their time is going in remembering about Lord Krishna, in talking about Lord Krishna, and they derive great pleasure. So, and then same thing is going in Krishna. Like when devotees are feeling like this way towards Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. So one of the things which Krishna does is reciprocation. Ye tha mam prapadyante. In whatever feeling and to whatever extent you feel about Krishna, Krishna reciprocates in the same way. So he also reciprocates and thinks about his devotees, and then further we will discuss what Krishna does. Okay, so so these are the symptoms of his pure devotees, that they are always taking pleasure in talking about Krishna, discussing about him, talking about his pastimes. He has unlimited pastimes. Like Srimad Bhagavatam is full of Lord Krishna's pastimes, and then there are more. If you go on in this ocean, there is never ending bliss. Like there are more. Like there is so many other scriptures which talks about Krishna's pastimes, right? So there is no end, and you derive the devotees derive great pleasure. Like, so apart from Srimad Bhagavatam, the whole 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Lord Krishna's pastimes. Okay, and then there are other scriptures written by our acharyas. There is Gopal Champu, which talks about exclusively about Lord Krishna's pastimes. Then there is Anand Vrindavan Champu, again Lord Krishna's pastimes. So those two scriptures are there where people can relish and go more deep in Lord Krishna's pastimes. And then there are more. Okay, so one of the then Srila Prabhupada, he wrote a commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in the form of Krishna book, which talks about all the pastimes in a story form, which even small children can also understand. Like, so like that, the devotees derive great pleasure in discussing. Okay, so let's go next. Next in 10.10, Krishna talks about Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupyanti te. So in 10.10, Krishna is saying further that those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So now Krishna is telling that he gives that intelligence from within. Like devotees do not need to look outside for this knowledge. Krishna gives the understanding from within because he's sitting in everyone's heart as a super soul, and he understands and knows each and everything about us. What are we thinking? What are we doing? Are we genuinely engaging in devotional service, or are we just doing a show off? All that thing, how much serious we are, all that he understands. So he makes things favorable. Like from within, he guides the devotee and give him buddhi yogam. That is what he's saying, that tesham satata yuktanam. To those who are constantly engaged to me, it's talking about devotees, not to XYZ person. Like if someone is not favorable for Krishna, he will not do anything. He will just sit there as a neutral person. That's it. And so he is doing this especially for devotees, that those who are constantly devoted to something with Preeti Purvakam, that is important. With love. Preeti Purvakam, this because in the past we discussed that everything belongs to Krishna in material world. He proclaimed already, I am the source of everything. Only thing which he is looking is Preeti Purvakam, meaning love, which does not belong to him. That's what he exchanges and relishes. That's why he's known as Bhavgrahi Janardhan. He's just relishing the bhav in which one renders service to him, right? Otherwise, everything anyway belongs to him. So whatever we do, like we build this temple, it's called Milton. We buy altar, we offer bhoga, everything belongs to him already. So if someone does not do any with bhav, with love, then there is no point, because then Krishna won't accept. Like he's just accepting that love, that loving ecstasy. So this Preeti Purvakam is important, because he's saying Tesham Satyaktam Bhajatam Preeti Purvakam. Those who worship me and render devotional service to me with love and devotion. To them, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. Dadami means give. I give. Dadami Buddhi Yogam. Buddhi Yogam means intelligence. I give them the real intelligence through which yen mam upyanti te, through which they can come to me. Okay, so he's telling here that my devotees who are serving me with love and devotion, they won't stay here and in this material world for long. I give them the understanding and intelligence from within, through which they will directly come to me and then engage perpetually, eternally in this loving devotion service. And then they don't have to go through cycle of birth and death and go through this flu and COVID and all these symptoms, and right. So the one will become eligible to go to the spiritual world, and there is no disease, no flu, no cold, no COVID, nothing. Eternally, one engages in blissful relationship with Lord Krishna and his devotees there. So that intelligence is coming from within. Krishna gives that intelligence, real intelligence, to his devotees from within. Okay, that's why devotees, the pure devotees of Lord Krishna are even superior than all the Devi Devtas. Their position is very superior, like Srila Prabhupada. He's a pure devotee of Lord, who came from spiritual world, right, to propagate this message. And Krishna empowers him. That's why you can see today Hare Krishna movement has spread to all the parts of the world. Otherwise, it's not possible for an ordinary living person, living entity, to spread this message single-handedly in throughout the world, right? Like if, today, no other what you call uh, religion, or I would say, has penetrated so much. Like even in the Middle East, in Russia, wherever you go, you will find now devotees chanting and taking the names of Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna. They are known as Hare Krishna devotees. Without all kinds of people, like black, white. Now Chinese also taking names, and in Middle East also there are devotees. Uzbekistan, all these countries also have. So how is this happening? Because Lord Krishna himself want this to happen, right? That his name should be chanted in every town and village. And then he uses Srila Prabhupada as a medium to propagate this. Then he was empowered to do this. That's why he was able to do this. Otherwise, it's not possible for one elderly 70-year-old person to do anything if he does not have the blessing from Lord Krishna. So Krishna from within guides the devotee, how one can come back. So here Prabhupada writes that Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence, and yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. And further down, he says the ultimate goal of progress is Lord Krishna. People do not know this. Therefore, the association of devotees and a bona fide spiritual master are important. So these are very important things to progress, because otherwise people will remain in this illusion that everything is me, mine, my family, my this, my that, and they leave the world without knowing this beautiful science of Bhakti Yoga. And then they waste the chance which was given to them in the form of human life. They simply waste that chance, and then they may fall, or they certainly will fall in that cycle of 8.4 million species. And who knows next time when that time will come when they will get that human body. It's not what you call sometimes people take it for granted. Oh, everyone, we are all humans, but everyone, you wherever you go, you see people. But it's a rarest of the rarest. Two things are very rare. One, to get the human form of life, and second, after getting human form, to get the association of devotees. That's even more rare, and get that intelligence where one can take to this path. So Prabhupada says that only those who are very, very pious, those who have done lot of pious activities, sanskaras in the previous lives, they only become eligible and chosen by Bhakti Devi to practice this Bhakti Yoga. Otherwise, people do not even get close to Bhakti Yoga, right? So that's why Prabhupada says that one should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively travels, and ultimately, ultimate goal is achieved. Okay. And he further says and compares this Buddhi Yoga with other yogas. That when a person knows the goal of life, so person is knowing that, yeah, goal of life is to attain Krishna, to attain the love of Krishna, but still he's addicted to the fruits of activities. Like he's not able to give up fruits. He still wants to enjoy the fruits of activities. Then he's acting in Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is the stage where one knows the goal of life, but there is two aspects. One is Sakam Karma Yoga and Nishkam Karma Yoga, right? Sakam Karma Yoga, person does a work, but with the intention of enjoying. Like what is there in it for me? That is a Sakam. Nishkam is, okay, he gets one step further where he says, okay, I will offer the fruits of my activities to Lord because he's ultimate, but he's still attached to the activity itself. He's still addicted to performing a particular activity in his way. Whatever pleases him, that's how he does. So the main criteria in Karma Yoga is that person is trying to satisfy his way of doing things instead of understanding or and shifting his focus on what pleases Lord Krishna. Okay, that is Karma Yoga. That is a preliminary stage. One when I understands, yes, at least it's better than nothing. So Karma Yoga is the first step on this path. Then comes Gyan Yoga, where when he knows that goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna, he is acting in Gyan Yoga. Okay? Mental speculation means he is not taking the words Krishna directly speaking here. Still, he's speculating, oh, whether Krishna is God or not God, Supreme God. So let me find out. He speculates and goes to this person, that person, researches by himself, goes to different scriptures. So that is what he's acting in the Gyan Yoga, in that he is basically trying to understand Lord Krishna through his own endeavor, through his own Gyan Yoga. And then Bhakti Yoga is, or Buddhi Yoga is, when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, then he is acting in Bhakti Yoga, or also Buddhi Yoga, which is the complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. This is when one comes to this realization, which is Bhakti Yoga. That is the topmost realization. There is nothing beyond this. That is the highest perfectional stage. And now in the Bhakti Yoga, there is a ladder that one attains, like start from different stages, goes through different stages of Bhakti Yoga. And there is transformation happens within the heart, where all the unwanted things gets removed and he gets the nishtha in bhakti, and ultimately he reaches to the stage of prema, which is the Shuddha prema for Lord Krishna. And then one becomes eligible to go to the spiritual world. So as you see, it's a ladder. So now those who are practicing bhakti yoga are at the topmost ladder. In the previous lives, they may have gone through multiple other ladders. It may possible that someone may be practicing karma yoga maybe 50 lifetimes, then another 50, 100 lifetimes he may have practiced Gyan Yoga. Like, so we don't know, right? But Krishna knows everything because he is sitting in everyone's heart and he's watching everything. So he knows where the person is going, right? So then this is topmost yoga, which we are practicing or which devotees are practicing, Bhakti Yoga. And that's why, because it's the topmost, you will not see many people, meaning very a small percentage of people can appreciate this or take to this, because something which is topmost, not xyz abcd xyz person can practice, right? So only a few percentage who chosen once amongst all the living entities are can practice this, and I would say like you are those few chosen ones who at least are coming to this path and are trying to understand. So make full use of this benefit which is offered to each one of you by Bhakti Devi, by Lord Krishna, by Srimati Radharani, by choosing you as a recipient for this Bhakti Yoga. So definitely you would have done something, a lot of pious activities in the past life, or you may have got blessings from Vaishnava. So that's why Bhakti Devi chooses you to pursue this Bhakti Yoga. But here there is also a free will. Free will means because we are uh, living entities, we have a free will to choose one way or the other. So that free will is always there, and Lord Krishna will not uh, take that free will away. Okay, so then we have to be very careful to always remain in the association of devotees, in the association of like-minded people, and make progress. Because the pull of Maya is also strong, very strong now, particularly in the western part of the world. It's very strong, Maya. Maya is basically means illusion. Everything which is not real is illusion, right? So it can pull anyone away from this side in this path if one is not in association of devotees, then definitely he will be in the association of materialistic people, and then Maya is very strong to pull away person. So here, if you
Hare
see here,
Krishna, Prabhu.
someone
Can
saying
I ask
some,
a question, Prabhu? Can I?
yes, yes,
Prabhu, like, I know like Western world is like, think it's very busy and all, right? So, and also like how to engage family members in the Krishna service and how to make kids like,
okay,
right?
yeah. So how to engage family members or kids? So
Kids, right? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's
so every family member or kid would have a natural attraction to something. Like, for example, a kid may be interested in reading, some kids may be interested in singing, some kids may be interested in playing instruments, some may be interested in making drawing. So you have to identify, we have to identify as parent what my children is interested in and connect that to Lord Krishna. For example, if he's interested in a lot of reading, then make him read the stories about Lord Krishna, make him read philosophy. There are so many books now Prabhupada has written. And definitely they will read the books from library and all that. But apart from that, make them curious and read this. If someone is interested in singing or playing instruments, then let them learn and sing Krishna Bhajan, Hare Krishna Mantra, let them play in the temple. So we have to find where the interest is and engage that interest in the service of Lord Krishna. Otherwise, we cannot force family members to practice because, as I said, every living entity, every living has a free will, but we can try our best as a parents to engage them. And when the children are young, right, we say, right, they are often like a clay. And the way you want to mold them, you can easily mold them when they are young, meaning from age 5 to 15, they are young and they yet do not have developed their personality. So parents have a role to shape up their personality. So taking them to the temple regularly and making the environment favorable at home for them to practice devotion service is what parents should do, and it's their responsibility. Srimad Bhagavatam goes to an extent that if the parent are not able to take their children on the path of devotion service and not able to liberate them from the cycle of birth and death, then one should not even become parent. But that's the message coming. So we should just make things favorable for our family members to practice, and then pray to the Lord that yes, they become devotees. Definitely will happen. But beyond that, one cannot force anyone to practice this devotional service. Right. Did it answer your question, Venkat Prabhu?
yes, 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 Prabhu, yes,
Yes. Okay.
thank
Yeah.
you.
So some way or the other, engage. Engagement is necessary. Without engagement, nothing will happen. Like engage in whatever. Even for devotees, I always say like some devotees may want to do particular service. So do what you want to do, like do that service which makes you more happy, like engage more of your time in that. Either it could be reading, singing, chanting, dancing, whatever, doing deity worship, preparing garlands for Lord Krishna, whatever, like reading. So, and everything is absolute on in devotion service. No service is small or big. Like even someone cleaning the floor in the temple, or washing cleaning the toilets, his service is equal than someone who is worshipping Lord Krishna as a pujari and on the altar. From in Krishna's eyes, it's same, no difference, absolute same. So one can do any service, no requirement. Only thing which I say, as I mentioned, Krishna relishes preeti purvakam. It should be done with love. That's what he relishes. Now, if you do any service with love, whether it would be mopping the floor or cleaning or doing vacuum or washing the pots or doing devotion, pujari service, Krishna accepts everything. Okay, so here, yeah, qualification is then that I want to read this last para. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to spiritual organization, but if he's still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. This is very important. You see, Krishna will not let go that person easily, like because he is our ultimate beneficiary, right? Ultimate well-wisher. So once the person has come to this path, Krishna guides from within, gives him instruction, makes him come in contact with the devotees who will help that person to progress. Okay, and only qualification is that person should be always engage himself in Krishna consciousness with love and devotion, render all kinds of service. That is the only qualification which is required, that one should engage himself, find time himself for himself to engage with love and devotion, not forcefully. Sometimes I see people do some devotional service like out of pressure, like someone has told, now I have to do what to do. I don't want to do it, but someone told me, now I have to do it. There is no escape. So half-heartedly you do, but then there's no use of that service because it's not coming from your heart. You are forcing yourself or forcefully doing. That is not accepted. Love and devotion should be there, right? So yeah, he should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. Again, Prabhupada see also stressing on the fact of love, that one should perform some sort of work and it should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but he's sincere and devoted to the activation of devotion service, the Lord gives him chance to make progress and ultimately attain to him. So Lord Krishna himself will keep giving him chance. He will not give up. Maybe not in this lifetime, next lifetime, next lifetime, next lifetime, till the person attains perfection and becomes eligible to go to spiritual world. uh, he Lord will keep giving him chance and chance, one after another. He will not give up. That is how merciful Lord is on the living entities, on all these devotees. But he has special corner for his devotees, special treatment for devotees. Okay. And then 10-11 is Tesham evanukam partham aham jnana jam tamaha nasyasmi atma bhavastho jnana deepena bhashvataha. Here is saying how Lord Krishna is showing the special mercy to devotees. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Very, very powerful statement. Krishna is giving a special mercy, his special kripa to devotees, because all of us are born in ignorance. This world is full of ignorance. Uh, Whenever a child is born, right, we are all in ignorance. Nobody knows about any of this subject matter. So Krishna is saying that I will destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. From within, he will reveal this knowledge, and he will remove the darkness which is out of ignorance. Okay, so that is his special anukampa. That's why he's saying Evan anukampartham, to show special mercy. special mercy only reserved for devotees. Special, that he destroy the darkness from their heart and give them the clear direction from within so that they can progress on this path faster. Okay, that is the special mercy from coming from Lord Krishna. And then mercy can come in any form. Like one can, the greatest mercy is when one surrenders to Lord Krishna by taking to this path, by accepting a spiritual master. It says that at the time of initiation, when one surrenders to Lord Krishna through the medium of spiritual master, Krishna considers that devotee as mine. Like that time, we officially gets into the family of Lord Krishna. Even our Gotra changes. We get all of us devotees who took initiation, their Gotra changes at that time. Whatever you are born with, even if you are born in the family of Shudra or Chandala, your Gotra, you become topmost just by surrendering to Lord Krishna. And one gets the Gotra of Achyuta. Prabhupada used to say, because his early disciples were all Westerner people. So when they used to go to India in some this thing, rituals that normally in South India I've seen, like you go and you ask to do puja, they ask for your Gotra. Now these Western disciples say, Prabhupada, what is our Gotra? We don't know. So they are all born in Western family. Prabhupada says, because you have surrendered to Lord Krishna, you have given your life to Lord Krishna, you are all part of Krishna's family and your Gotra is Achyuta Gotra. So just give. Okay, so that is how special mercy is coming to all of you, and please grab this mercy which is coming directly from Lord, not let go, and just see how I can improve uh, my sadhana, how I can improve, how I can engage myself, and how can I engage others. First, we have to save ourselves, right? Then think about others. Yes, family members, others. But if we ourselves, our sadhana is weak, then we can't help others, right? Even we are in aeroplane, they give the instruction first, wear your seat belt and then make others. And in time of unfortunate crisis, first you should wear that what you call lifesaver thing, and then only help others. So first we have to help ourselves and then help others in propagating this. See here it says, even if a devotee does not take advantage of their literatures or his spiritual master, if he is sincere in his devotional service, he is helped by Krishna himself from within his heart. So the sincere devotee engaged in Krishna consciousness cannot be without knowledge. The only qualification is that one carry out devotional service in Krishna consciousness. Okay. And see, this is the reason why everyone is in ignorance, because due to the contamination of material association through many billions of earths. So all of us have taken many millions and billions of earth births, right, before. So our heart is always covered with the dust of materialism. So that's why it will take some time. But when one engages in devotional service and constantly chants the Hare Krishna mantra, then the dust will quickly clear and one is elevated to the platform of pure knowledge. Okay, so these are the 4 important verses. And then further, if you see, Krishna will talk about that. Arjuna will confirm that, yes, you are the Supreme Personality of God at ultimate abode, purest, absolute. And then all the great sages such as Narada, Ashita, Devla, Vyas confirmed this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me. Right? So Arjun will confirm this further. And further, he asked this question where he says that, yeah, here. How shall I constantly think of you and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? So he's saying how I can constantly think, because Arjun understood that the only way, like that, Krishna gives this instruction, think about me, man manava mat bhakto, right? Always remember me. So how I can think about, then Krishna gives him so many examples that I am this, in Rudras, I am the Shiva, of Adityas, I am Vishnu, of the lights, I am the radiant sun, everything, whatever is the topmost, he's saying, I am that, I am the super soul. So I am the taste of water. So when you drink water, think this is also Krishna. So everything is Krishna. All this we'll discuss next, but you can also read uh, all next verses from this chapter 10 just talks about that. That everything which you see, that is Krishna. Right? He say, of the flowing rivers, I am Ganges. So Ganga river, Krishna. Of the letters, I am the letter A, A. And he's saying, I am the letter A. And then he's saying, I am also the all-devouring death. To the atheist, to the person who do not believe him in him, they also face Krishna, but they face Krishna in the form of death. Right? So everything is coming from him only. So we stop here, and now we uh, discuss about the pastime from Lord Krishna Leela. Is that okay? I hope
Totally.
today so just for next time, just go read these verses again, these four verses, read their purpose, and then just what do you call, meditate on those verses, read them and think about these verses again and internalize them. That is what is required so that we can further, if these verses goes to our heart and subconsciousness mind. Okay, so now next we'll talk about one of the Leelas, Krishna Leela. This happened when Krishna was a baby, like maybe 2, 3 years old, right? So as you know that um, when Krishna was born, then let me speak in Hindi. Is that okay? कृष्णा ने जब कृष्णा जन्म लिया था तो इमीडिएटली बिकॉज कंसा के आतंक से एवरी डे देर वर सो मेनी डेमन, बहुत हर रोज। शुरू में ही जब कृष्णा वाज ओनली 4 4 डेज ओल्ड, तभी पूतना आ गई थी, पूतना राक्षसी। और उसके बाद कितने और राक्षस आए थे, तो मदर यशोदा और नंद बाबा वो बहुत चिंतित थे कि भाई ये हमारे छोटा सा लल्ला है, इसको तो कोई ना कोई आके मारता ही रहता है, हर कोई अटैक कर रहा है। बट उनको एक विश्वास था नारायण पे, बिकॉज वो नारायण के डिवोटी थे कि ये हमारा लल्ला को नारायण प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं। तो कुछ टाइम तक कृष्णा को वो घर के अंदर ही रखते थे, लाइक बाहर ही निकालने ही नहीं देते थे और किसी को मिलने नहीं देते थे गोकुल में। तो एक बार ऐसा हुआ कि जब नंद बाबा आए घर पे वापस, तो उनको गर्ग मुनि जो हैं, जो जो इन सबके कुल गुरु हैं, गर्ग मुनि, जिन्होंने कृष्ण का नाम भी रखा था, गर्ग मुनि को पता है हु इज कृष्णा। वो बोले कि ही टोल्ड कि कृष्णा, लाइक उन्होंने बता दिया था कि ये भगवान का ही स्वरूप है। तो तुमका थोड़ा रेस्ट्रिक्शन कम हुआ एंड कृष्णा स्टार्टेड गोइंग आउट, कृष्णा और बलराम दोनों। तो एक बार हुआ कि खेलते खेलते यशोदा मैया अपने साथ ले गई थी, गोकुल से पास में ही है ब्रह्मांड घाट, एक घाट है यमुना यमुना जी का, वहां पे। तो वहां पे कृष्णा जब खेल रहे हैं तो उन्होंने जो ब्रज ब्रज है, मिट्टी है, वो खा लिया अपने मुंह में। छोटे बच्चे जनरली करते हैं, मिट्टी खा लेते हैं या कुछ भी खा लेते हैं। तो कृष्णा ने वो खा लिया, तो उनके जब सब सब सखा लोग थे जो देख खेल रहे थे, वो तुरंत आए मदर यशोदा के पास और बोले कि मैया मैया, कृष्णा ने तो मिट्टी खा ली है। और इस बार बलराम जी भी साथ में ही थे। नॉर्मली बलराम जी कृष्णा की साइड में रहते हैं, उसको प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं। लाइक जब गोपियां जो हैं कृष्णा की शिकायत लगाती थी कि कृष्णा ने माखन चुरा लिया और ये चुरा लिया, ये कर लिया, तो नॉर्मली बलराम जी कृष्णा की साइड पे ही होते हैं। बट दिस टाइम कृष्ण बलराम जी ऑल्सो वॉज सेइंग कि नहीं, अब तो लल्ला, हमारे लल्ला ने मिट्टी खा लिया है। तो ऐसे करके वो एक तरह से शिकायत लगाते हैं भगवान की, भगवान कृष्ण की यशोदा मैया से। जस्ट 1 मिनट। तो मदर मैया को काफी चिंतित हो जाती हैं, और वो एकदम से ही फुल ऑफ एंजाइटी, लाइक एकदम से चिंतित हो जाती है और काफी एंजाइटी आ जाती है कि अब पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा, क्योंकि वो हमेशा कृष्णा के लिए पहले से ही चिंतित थी कि इतने राक्षस आ रहे हैं, इतने मार रहे हैं, पता नहीं मेरा लल्ला वो क्या कर देंगे। और अभी मिट्टी खा ली तो क्यों, फिर वो और हो जाती है। तो वो फिर कृष्णा को पूछती है। अब नॉर्मली तो पूछना चाहिए था मदर को कि आपकी, तुमने मिट्टी खाई, जैसे खाई या नहीं खाई। बट यहाँ पे वो बोलती हैं कि तुमने मिट्टी खाई है, मतलब कृष्ण मान लेती हैं कि हाँ कृष्णा ने मिट्टी खाई है, और बोलती है कि तुमने मिट्टी खाई है तो तुमने मिट्टी क्यों खाई है। मदर यशोदा पूरी एंजाइटी के साथ अपने हाथ में उठा लेती हैं, छोटे से ही होते हैं कृष्ण लल्ला, देख 2 साल के बच्चे को उठा लेती हैं और उसको आंखों से ही डराती हैं, लाइक आंखों से फियरफुली डराती हैं, और बोलती है कि अपना मिट्टी क्यों खाई है, और उसको थोड़ा डांट डपटती है। ओके, तो इसमें फिर अब कृष्णा थोड़ा डर जाते हैं। अब इसमें ये देखने का चीज है कि जिससे कृष्णा जो सबको अभय प्रदान करते हैं, इस लीला में कृष्णा फिर से लीला दिख करते हैं और वो डर जाते हैं, और मदर यशोदा से कि अब तो उनको डांट पड़ेगी। तो ये सब चीजें जो है कई बार लोग चकित हो जाते हैं कि कृष्णा एज अ बेबी कैसे डर गए, क्योंकि कृष्णा तो कितने कितने बड़े बड़े असुरों को मार दिए, छोटे से पूतना को मार दिया, तृणाव्रत, वृतासुर, कितने सबको मारा है। तो इसमें जो होता है योग माया, एक योग माया जो भगवान की अंतरंग का शक्ति है, इंटरनल पोटेंसी है, जो ये जितने जो पास टाइम्स हैं उसमें हेल्प करती है क्रिएट करने में। तो भगवान भी वो योग माया के उसमें आ जाते हैं। द योग माया ही ऐसा एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट कर देती है कि भगवान उस टाइम पे भी, ये भगवान को ये याद नहीं रहता कृष्णा को कि आई एम द लॉर्ड, लाइक आई एम द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड। तो वो पूरी लीला में अंदर रह के इज लाइक एक्टिंग एज अ सन ओनली, एक छोटे बच्चे की तरह ही। तो कृष्णा अपनी अपनी सफाई में बोलते हैं कि मदर, भैया मैंने तो मिट्टी नहीं खाई। सीधा मुकर जाते हैं, झूठ मतलब बिल्कुल ही। वो बोल देते हैं कि मैंने मिट्टी नहीं खाई, और ये सब जो है ये जो मेरे सखा लोग हैं ये मेरे से जेलसी करते हैं। हम खेल रहे थे, और खेल खेल में ये मेरे से जेलसी कर रहे हैं, और ये आपको झूठी शिकायत लगा रहे हैं। दैट दे हैव ऑल प्लॉटेड अगेंस्ट टुगेदर एंड लॉन्च द कंप्लेंट, सो दैट कि आप मेरे को पनिश करोगे और फिर इनको मजा आएगा। तो वो बोलते हैं कि ये सब झूठ बोल रहे हैं, मैंने मिट्टी नहीं खाई। और वो फिर कृष्णा वाक पटुता जो होती है ना, एक वाक पटुता मीनिंग द क्लेवरनेस ऑफ हाउ यू स्पीक, उसमें ही इज महारत है, ही इज एक्सेल्ड इन दैट वाक पटुता। तो वो उनको मदर यशोदा को इमोशनली भी बोलते हैं कि कि मैया देखो, मैं तो आपका घर वाला हूँ, आप मेरे को विश्वास नहीं करके बाहर वालों पे विश्वास कर रहे हो, तो ये कहाँ का न्याय है कि मैं तो घर में आपका बेटा हूँ, आपके साथ रहता हूँ, और आप मेरे पे विश्वास न करके बाहर वाले जो ये बच्चे लोग हैं इन पे विश्वास कर रहे हो। तो ये कहाँ की ए, न्याय है। फिर मैया बोलती है कि इस बार बाहर के बच्चे नहीं, तुम्हारे जो बलराम दाऊ हैं वो भी बोल रहे हैं कि तुमने मिट्टी खाई है। तो उसका क्या, चलो मान लिया कि बाकी बच्चे तो झूठ बोल रहे हैं, बट बलराम जी जो है, जो तुम्हारे साथ रहते हैं हमेशा साईं की तरह, और तुमको प्रोटेक्ट भी करते हैं, और तुम्हारे बड़े भाई भी हैं, तो वो भी इस बार बोल रहे हैं। तो फिर वो बोलते हैं कृष्णा की इस बार ना बलराम भी उनकी साइड में मिल गए हैं, और मैंने आपसे बहुत टाइम से एक बात बताई नहीं, बट अभी मैं आपको बताता हूँ। तो कृष्णा फिर ऐसे थोड़ा सा रोने का एक्टिंग करते हैं, थोड़ा सा रो के, थोड़ा सिंपैथी गेन करने के लिए। एंड देन ही सेज कि मैया आपको पता है कि बलराम जी मेरे को बोलते हैं कि मैं ना आपका असली पुत्र नहीं हूँ, आप मेरे को कहीं से खरीद लाए हो, क्योंकि वो मेरे को बार बार बोल छेलते रहते हैं कि देखो तुम्हारी मैया का रंग भी गोरा है, तुम्हारे बाबा का रंग भी गोरा है, तुम सांवले कैसे, तुम काले कैसे हो गए। तो इसका मतलब, पर वो बोलते रहते हैं कि आप कहीं पे थे और आपको बाजार से ले आए हैं, और आप ये कृष्णा तू जो है वो अपने माता पिता का असली पुत्र नहीं है, तेरे को ले लिया है। तो फिर वो अपना माता का प्रेम जगा देते हैं। तो मैया अब जो है वो तो एक तरह से उन्होंने दूसरी डायरेक्शन में ले गए, अब मैया अब दूसरी डायरेक्शन में सोचने लगती है कि फिर वो बोलती है नहीं नहीं बेटा, तू तो हमारा ही लाला है, और जो बलराम जी है वो तो बलराम है, मैं उसको देखूंगी आके, पूछूंगी कि ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हैं, पर तू हमारा ही है। तो वो उनको रीअश्योर करती है कि नहीं तू हमारा ही है। और कृष्णा यहाँ पे बड़ी चतुराई से जो माता का वात्सल्य भाव है उसको उजागर कर रहे हैं कि अब मेरे को डांट डपट ना पड़े। तो इसमें भगवान कृष्ण जो है बचपन से ही महारत है, लाइक किसी भी सिचुएशन में ही विल नॉट फॉल, व्हाट यू कॉल, अपने जस्ट बोलने से ही वो उसको कर लेते हैं। आपने बाद में भी देखा होगा महाभारत में भी और कितने भी, लाइक ही इज वेरी क्लेवर इन स्पीकिंग एंड वेरी स्पीकिंग वेरी नाइसली एंड स्वीटली। तो ऐसे करके वो बोलते हैं। तो फिर मैया कहती है अच्छा, तो फिर तूने सही में मिट्टी नहीं खाई? बोले नहीं मैया मैंने नहीं खाई, मैंने कभी नहीं खाई मिट्टी। और ये सब जितने दोस्त हैं, बलराम भैया और ये सब सब झूठ बोल रहे हैं, सब लायर हैं। और फिर वो ना ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, कई बार कई बोल चोरी करता है कि आपको सही में लाइक मैंने तो नहीं किया है चोरी, और मैंने नहीं किया, अगर सही में आपको विश्वास नहीं है तो देख लो मेरा खोल के। कई बार बोलते हैं ना कि वो सोचते हैं कि वो नहीं देखेगा, जैसे सपोज किसी ने किया है तो देख लो, आज सब जांच कर लो। तो भगवान भी इसी उसमें बोलते हैं कि अगर आपको अभी भी विश्वास नहीं है तो मैं अपना मुंह खोल के दिखा देता हूँ, और आपको देख लो, आप ये अपने आप की मिट्टी खाई है कि नहीं खाई है। तो भगवान सोचते हैं कि उस टाइम पे मैया एटलीस्ट मान जाएगी कि अब ये तो लाला मेरा अपने आप ही बोल रहा है अपना मुंह खोलने के लिए, और वो चली जाएगी। बट इस बार ये मैया ने भी ठान लिया था कि भाई वो करेंगे, हम देखेंगे। तो मैया बोलती है कि ठीक है, चलो अब तू अपना मुंह खोल, अपना मुंह खोल के दिखा, तू मैं तेरे पे विश्वास नहीं कर रही, क्योंकि तेरी वैसे ही बहुत शिकायतें आ रही हैं, और कभी तू चोरी कर लेता है, कभी ये कर लेता है। तो वो बोल रही है कि इफ यू आर, अगर तू सही बोल रहा है तो मैं तेरा मुंह में देखना चाहती हूँ, और इस बार मैं देखना चाहती हूँ। तो अभी कृष्णा फंस जाते हैं एक तरह से कि भाई अब तो फंस गए यहाँ पे, मैंने तो इसलिए बोला था कि भाई मैया कुछ बोलेगी, वो विश्वास कर लेगी और छोड़ देगी। बड़ी उससे वो फटाफट जो है ना, मिट्टी जो होती है मुंह में, उसको ऐसे करके अपना निकल जाते हैं, लाइक अंदर सटक जाते हैं। और फिर वो आ, अपना मुंह खोलते हैं। तो जब वो अपना मुंह खोलते हैं तो फिर एक आश्चर्यजनक होता है, लीला होती है। और ये लीला भगवान की जो अंतरंगा शक्ति है, योग माया, वो करती है कि तो मदर यशोदा को भगवान के मुख में, एक छोटे से मुख में, इतने से मुख में पूरा ब्रह्मांड, सारी प्लैनेट्स, भूलोक, स्वर्ग लोक सब, ब्रह्मलोक, सूर्य, चंद्रमा, सारी रिवर्स, पर्वत, सब कुछ दिखने लग जाता है। अपने आप से ही उनके मुंह में सब कुछ दिखने लग जाता है। और मैया वो मिट्टी वाला तो भूल ही जाती है, वो उसमें खो जाती है कि मैं क्या देख रही हूँ। तो श्रीमद् भागवत में दिखाते हैं कि हिमालय पर्वत, मेरू पर्वत, आइलैंड, ओशन, सारे ओशन, भूमि, हवा, पानी, तारे, सब कुछ दिखने लग जाता है, सारे प्लैनेट्स, वाटर, लाइट, सब कुछ दिखने लग जाता है। ये भगवान का, जब हम चैप्टर 11 पढ़ेंगे तो एक महारा भगवान का रूप है, विश्व रूप, जो उनका जिसमें सब कुछ ही दिखता है। बट ये एक स्मॉल ग्लिम्स था कि उनके मुंह में ही दिखने लग जाता है, और सब कुछ दिखने लग जाता है। और फिर वो देखिए कि एक ये पूरा प्लैनेट अर्थ घूम रही है, उसके अंदर एक छोटा सा शहर गोकुल है। और गोकुल में वो देखती है कि मैं खड़ी हूँ और मैं अपने लल्ला के मुंह में देख रही हूँ, जो देख रही है ये भी उनको उनके मुंह में दिख रहा होता है, वो अपने आप को भी उनके मुंह में दिख रहा होता है, और कृष्ण भगवान स्वयं भी उनको अपने मुंह में दिख रहे होते हैं कि ये मैं भगवान के। तो वो चकित हो जाती है कि ये मैं सब स्वप्न देख रही हूँ या ये सही में हकीकत है। तो थोड़ा सा चकरा जाती है, वो उनको लगता है कि कहीं मैं सपना तो नहीं देख रही, या कोई भगवान की जो माया देवी है, शक्ति है, उसने मेरे को भ्रमित कर दिया है कि ये क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ। क्योंकि वो वात्सल्य भाव में होती हैं भगवान हमेशा यशोदा मैया ना, तो उनके लिए तो वो उनका लाला है, ऑर्डिनरी बच्चा ही है। तो बच्चे के मुंह में ये देखना, तो वो थोड़ा सा भ्रमित हो जाती है। तो वो सोचती है कि ये इस बच्चे की तो कोई चमत्कारी शक्ति नहीं है। तो इस तरह से भगवान उनको अपने मुंह में पूरे ब्रह्मांड का दर्शन करा देते हैं, और ये दूसरी बार होता है। दो बार कराते हैं, एक बार और ऐसा हुआ था जब भगवान अपना यशोदा मैया का स्तनपान कर रहे थे, दूध पी रहे थे। तो होता है ना, कभी कभी दूध पीते थे बच्चे यॉनिंग करते हैं, जम्भाई लेते हैं, यॉनिंग। तो भगवान ने यॉन किया, और जब यशोदा मैया ने उनके मुंह में देखा तो उनको फिर से ब्रह्मांड दिखा था। ये पहले एक बार और हो चुका है, तो ये दूसरी बार हो रहा था। ठीक है। तो फिर वो सोचती है कि मैं तो एक साधारण सी ग्वाल वो हूँ, लाइक हूँ ग्वालिन, और मैं तो किसी राज परिवार से भी नहीं हूँ, और मैं तो किसी, मेरा कोई कनेक्शन भी नहीं है देवी देवता से, तो मेरे साथ ये क्यों हो रहा है। तो ये देव माया मेरे साथ ही क्यों ऐसा करेगी। तो वो ऐसा सोच के वो अपने सोचने लगती है, थोड़ा सा वो भ्रमित सी हो जाती है। तो इतनी देर में ही ना भगवान को आभास होने लगता है कि जो मेरा ऐश्वर्य भाव है, भगवान का जो ऐश्वर्य भाव है, क्योंकि मैया मेरे ऐश्वर्य भाव को देख रही है, तो ये उनके वात्सल्य भाव को वो कर लेगा, लाइक सब सुपरसीड कर लेगा। और अगर ऐसा हो गया तो मैया मेरे मेरे प्रति जो उनका स्नेह है वो चला जाएगा, भगवान ऐसा चाहते नहीं है। राइट। क्योंकि हमेशा जो ऐश्वर्य भाव है वो बाकी जितने भाव हैं उसको क्या कहते हैं, वीक कर देता है। अगर मदर भगवान को भगवान मानने लग जाए, तो यशोदा, तो फिर वो अपने लल्ला की तरह उसको कैसे ट्रीट कर सकती है? फिर तो वह पूजा करेगी, भैया बैठ, आरती पूजा भोग लगेगा। और भगवान को वो पसंद नहीं है, ही वॉन्ट्स टू रेलिश मेटरनल अफेक्शन, राइट? तो वो तुरंत से योग माया आती है और वो यशोदा मैया को सब भुला देती है, लाइक वो सब भूल जाती हैं और वो वापस से सब निकल जाता है उनके कि उन्होंने क्या क्या देखा। तो योग माया टेक्स ओवर एंड वो सब भूल जाती है। और उनके लिए फिर वापस से वो लल्ला, अपना छोटा सा लल्ला हो जाते हैं भगवान, और वो सब भूल जाती है। तो ये लीला हुई थी हमारे गोकुल, जहाँ पे भगवान अपने नंद बाबा का घर है। आज भी वो घर है, उसको बोलते हैं 84 खंबा। गोकुल में वहाँ पे 84 खंबे हैं, 84 पिलर्स हैं जिसमें वो रहते थे उस टाइम पे। और वहां से 1-1.5 किलोमीटर के पास ही यमुना जी का तट है, जहाँ पे घाट बना हुआ है। और आज वहाँ पे बहुत बढ़िया मंदिर बन गया है और बहुत अच्छा से घाट बन गया है। लाइक पहले तो ऐसे ही था, बट अभी तो सरकार ने बहुत अच्छे सब वहाँ पे फैसिलिटी कर दिया है। तो आप वहाँ जाके अंदर डुबकी भी लगा सकते हैं और कर भी सकते हैं। तो ये लीला वहाँ पे हुई थी ब्रह्मांड घाट पे। तो इसका एक और है इस ब्रह्मांड घाट का कि 1971 में शिला प्रभुपाद एक बार दिल्ली में पंडाल प्रोग्राम कर रहे थे। और वो अपने सारे, उस टाइम पे उनके जितने भी डिसाइपल्स थे सब सब वाइट थे, मे बी एक या दो होंगे इंडियंस, बट मोस्टली वाइट। वाइट, उनको वाइट एलिफेंट बोलते थे इंडिया में। इंडिया वाले लोगों के लिए ये एक आश्चर्यजनक चीज था कि जो विदेशी लोग हैं वो इंडिया में गलियों में धोती कुर्ता पहन के और शिखा रख के वाइट डांस कर रहे हैं और हरे कृष्णा मंत्रा, तो वो सब लोग देखते थे। तो वो पंडाल प्रोग्राम कर रहे थे, तो दिल्ली के बाद वो सीधा अपने सारे डिवोटियों के साथ शिला प्रभुपाद वृंदावन लेके आए उनको फर्स्ट टाइम दिखाने। तो यहाँ ब्रह्मांड घाट पे आए थे। ब्रह्मांड घाट पे आए और यहाँ पे उन्होंने एक एक मूवी है, यूट्यूब पे है, आप सब देख सकते हैं, योर एवर विल वेल विशर। उसमें दिखाते हैं प्रभुपाद सबको बोलते हैं कि आप पानी में जाओ, सब डिवोटीज अंदर जा रहे होते हैं, देन दे वर एंजॉयिंग। और पानी ठंडा होता है क्योंकि वो नवंबर का महीना था। नवंबर के महीने में पानी ठंडा है वहाँ पे, लाइक। तो प्रभुपाद अपने डिवोटीज को, डिसाइपल को बोलते हैं कि मैं तो भी ओल्ड पर्सन हूँ, 70 ओल्ड प्लस, मेरे लिए ठंडा है, बट आप लोग जाओ। फिर अचानक से वो सब कर रहे होते हैं, खेल रहे होते हैं, वो स्प्लैश कर रहे होते हैं, तो प्रभुपाद फटाफट जाते हैं, अपने सब धोती कुर्ता वगैरह उतारते हैं, अब गमछा पहनते हैं, एंड देन ही गोज इनसाइड एंड वो डुबकी लगाते हैं एंड देन कम्स बैक। तो प्रभुपाद भी यहाँ पे ब्रह्मांड घाट पे लिए थे, स्नान किए थे। ओके, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन यू गो, अगर आप जाते हैं तो डेफिनेटली इफ यू आर विजिटिंग गोकुल, तो ये ब्रह्मांड घाट उसके पास ही है। तो वहाँ पे एक बड़ा सा अच्छा सा मंदिर बना हुआ है, बहुत अच्छा विग्रह है। और उस मंदिर के थोड़ा सा 1-1.5 किलोमीटर पे एक और शिव जी का भी है मंदिर, उसका नाम है चिंताहरण मंदिर। तो उस मंदिर में यशोदा मैया जाती थी, शिव जी को प्रे करती थी अपने, वो हमेशा भगवान के प्रति ही चिंतित रहती थी। तो सब जगह जहाँ पे भी मंदिर थे, शिव जी के मंदिर जाती थी। उसका मंदिर का नाम ही चिंताहरण मंदिर इसीलिए रखा हुआ है कि सारी चिंताएं हर लेती है भगवान शिव वहाँ पे। मदर यशोदा भी वहाँ जाके प्रे करती थी भगवान की सुरक्षा के लिए। तो चिंताहरण मंदिर, इसको मैं आपको एक मिनट दिखाता हूँ। आई थिंक वो रिकॉर्डिंग चल गया। ओके, लेट मी शो यू नाउ दिस ऑन द some pictures from this place. तो ये लीला, अब ये लीला में देखो, भगवान ने मदर प्लेजर के लिए, इसमें इसमें ट्रांसडेंटल प्लेजर है, वात्सल्य भाव है, ऐश्वर्य भाव है, और भगवान दिखाते हैं कि वात्सल्य भाव ऐश्वर्य भाव से ऊपर है, राइट? ब्रह्मांड घाट। हाँ, ये आ गया। तो ये अभी तो वहां पे ये बन गया है, ऐसा बन गया है, यहाँ पे आप खड़े हो सकते हो। देखो यमुना, यहाँ पे अभी आजकल बोट राइडिंग भी होती है, वहां पे लोग बोट में बिठा के ले जाते हैं एंड देन टेक फॉर अ राइड। ये बोट राइड का है, किसी ने वीडियो डाला है। बट ये दिस इज वेयर ब्रह्मांड घाट इज इन द मैप, इफ यू सी। यहाँ पे ये मदर यमुना, ये यमुना रिवर फेरी है, और ये दूसरी साइड पे है, लाइक वृंदावन इधर है यमुना की, और ये वृंदावन को क्रॉस करके, मतलब यमुना को क्रॉस करके फिर दूसरी साइड जाना होता है। ब्रह्मांड घाट। और यहाँ पे नंद भवन था, श्री नंद भवन दिख रहा है, 84 खंबा, ओल्ड गोकुल, महावन। तो दिस इज द प्लेस वेयर, जब भगवान गोकुल में थे तो वो यहाँ पे रहे, यहाँ पे उनका घर था, नंद भवन, यहाँ पे रहते थे। और यहाँ से ये 1-1.5 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस होगा। और ये चिंताहरण मंदिर, ये भी एक फेमस मंदिर है, यहाँ पे यशोदा मैया जा रही, जो भी पास ही है। और यहाँ पे ओखल बंदन, नंद भवन ओखल बंदन, जो दामोदर लीला हुआ है भगवान के, जब तम उनको बांध दिया था, जो हम कार्तिक मंथ में करते हैं, तो वो ओखल बंदन भी यहीं पे ही है, गोकुल के पास ही। ओखल बंदन के पास सब कुछ यहाँ पास पास में ही है। ओके। और फिर एक यहाँ पे रमन रेती भी है, जहाँ पे कि ये है रमन रेती, यमुना घाट, जहाँ पे कि भगवान अपने दोस्तों के साथ, सखाओं के साथ खेलते थे। बहुत ही सॉफ्ट सैंड है यहाँ पे, रमन रेती पे। तो जब वहाँ जाते हैं तो बहुत देखेंगे डिवोटीज वहाँ पे सैंड, रेत में, ब्रज रज में लोट लगा रहे होते हैं, एंड दे आर रोलिंग। बहुत सॉफ्ट है सैंड यहाँ पे। तो ये पूरा एरिया गोकुल का है यहाँ पे। जो जितने भगवान जब छोटे थे, आई थिंक 2-3-4 साल तक यहीं पे रहे हैं गोकुल में। उसके बाद देन, क्योंकि ये डीमंस और ये सब आ रहे थे, तो वो मूव हो गए थे गोकुल से, और फिर फाइनली नंदगांव चले गए थे। बट यहाँ पे शुरू के टाइम पे यहीं पे रहे हैं। यहाँ पे एक मंदिर भी बन गया है, राम बिहारी जी टेम्पल गोकुल, रमन बिहारी। और ब्रह्मांड घाट पे भी एक मंदिर है। अ, और एक यहाँ पे बड़ा सा वट वृक्ष है, जो कि 5,000 साल पुराना ही है, उसी टाइम का ही है। इतना बड़ा था पेड़ लगा हुआ है यहाँ पे एक, सिर्फ यहाँ पे यमुना जी के पास में ही। देखो यहाँ पे हम्म, अभी जो है ये काफी अच्छा सा बन गया है यहाँ पे, इसके पार में ये पूरा बन गया है आगे, एरिया डेवलप कर दिया है। ठीक है। तो ये एक लीला आज हमने कवर की, इसको बोलते हैं मृद भक्षण लीला। मृद मतलब मिट्टी को बोलते हैं, भक्षण मीनिंग खाना, मृद भक्षण लीला। ओके। और कई तो इसको मृद भक्षण लीला बोलते हैं, जिसमें भगवान ने ब्रह्मांड दिखाया, इसलिए नाम ब्रह्मांड घाट हो गया है। ठीक है। तो विल स्टॉप हियर। कोई क्वेश्चन, कमेंट, एनीथिंग बिफोर वी वाइंड अप?
Thank you,
ओके।
Prabhu. Beautiful Leelas. The way you explain it is so mesmerizing. Thank you.
या से अब सब ये रिकलेक्शन हो रहा है, लाइक मैंने ये वहीं पे सुना था अपने ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा में, क्योंकि हम उसी जगह पे थे, ब्रह्मांड घाट पे। और जहाँ पे ब्रह्मांड घाट पे थे, वहां से हम हार्डली 3 मिनट दूर पे ही एक जगह पे रुके हुए थे। तो वहीं पे गए थे। और वहाँ पे एक महाराज जी थे, उन्होंने पूरा लीला का वर्णन किया था। और यहाँ से, गोकुल से नेक्स्ट हम गए थे रावल। जो रावल है, जो राधा रानी का जन्म स्थान है, जो राधा, वो भी पास में ही है, हार्डली 4-5 किलोमीटर नहीं। हाँ, ब्रह्मांड घाट से गोकुल में भी थोड़ा देर है, 7-8 किलोमीटर में आ जाता है, पास पास में ही है रावल भी। कभी हम जब राधा रानी का जगह है जो रावल, उसका भी करेंगे। वो भी, वहाँ पे भी बड़ा अच्छा मंदिर बन गया है। पहले तो वहाँ पे छोटा सा था वो, उसमें भी डेवलपमेंट हो गया है धीरे धीरे। ठीक है। थैंक यू।